Welcome back to Man Down Sports, man. As you can see from the thumbnail, we had to get in a conversation about Jamal Murray and the top 5 point guards in the NBA. Man, I was having a little discussion with my boy Tony the Savant on a Man Down Facebook group. You know, because I mentioned who my top. Did I go through top 5? I think top 5 point guards I mentioned, and I left Jamal out of it. And then Tony had some stuff to say about that, man. So we go get into it. We go get in the conversation about who we got ranked where we actually we'll do our top 10. We'll go to 10, but we'll have a discussion and you know, I'm gonna hear you out and you gonna hear me out, and then we're gonna let the people decide what they think, man. But before we even get started, man, can you tell everybody about your podcast and how they can find it?
Yes, sir. Thank you, big bro, for having me on. My name's Tony the Savant again. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Rumble. I'm everywhere, man. I'm trying to be omniscient. And for the most part, just talking sports, man. Like I say, meeting good brothers like my boy Mel definitely keeps the things interesting. Yeah, I want to get into this topic, man, because I feel the Jamal Murray disrespect. I've been on the campaign for the big homie, so let's get it.
All right, the Jamal Murray disrespect. All right, so before we even started, are we counting Luka as a point guard?
Yes.
All right.
I'll put him in there.
All right, so we go count Luka as because me personally, I don't count Luka as a point. He's a small forward to me. Right? You know, and I got a theory, not a theory, but I have a philosophy that I go by. And if you can't guard the position that you're playing on offense, then you're not that position, right? So you're playing it, but if you can't guard a point guard, I can't count you as a point guard. You have to be a point guard on both sides of the floor in order for me to say, yeah, he's a point guard. And I'm looking at this 6'8" guy, 6'7" guy that's like 245 pounds, right? And slow and can't guard this mic stand.
Yeah.
Right? You know, if he go and play Atlanta right now, they gotta put Kyrie on Trae Young, right?
Yeah.
If they go to Milwaukee, they gotta put Tim Hardaway on Dame Lillard. If they go to the Golden State Warriors, they gotta put Kyrie on Steph Curry. They're not gonna let Luka chase Steph Curry around those screens. So he can't guard point guards. Just because the team say, hey, look, we want you to get all the assists. So bring the ball up and run high screen and roll all day long. Don't mean I'm going to count you as a point guard. So that's just me. But for this conversation, I say Luka's a point guard. So give me your top 5. Don't go to 10. Just go to 5. Give me your top 5.
I was making that list right now, big bro, because I got my 5 locked. I got Steph, of course, is the number 1. The highly controversial Jamal Murray at number 2.
Sheesh, that's high.
And that's I got high. And you know what, bro? I didn't give myself the name Savant, so we're gonna get into the bag, and I'll get into why the peers acknowledge me as that. But number 3, got the young man De'Aaron Fox.
Okay.
I'm sorry, number 4, I got Luka, and number 5 on the up and coming, I got SGA.
So Steph, Jamal, Fox, Luka, and SGA. So you got Luka at 4.
Yeah.
You know the Dallas Mavericks fans gonna come after you for that, right?
Come on.
They gonna come after you. Like right now, I did a video on Luka, breaking down some of his film and why their offense is not gonna be conducive for winning in the playoffs. And I broke down.
Okay, you froze up, big bro.
Am I back now? Am I good?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my Wi-Fi shaky right now. But nah, I'm getting comments left and right from Dallas Mavericks fans. They going off about me just saying the truth about Luka. You know what I mean? Like we all agree that he don't play D, and even when he try to play D, he can't play D.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not in his repertoire. You know, most of it is effort. And some of it is him not being in good shape, but he can't play D. So when I point that out, people are just going off. Oh, what do you mean? And this, you know, it's just so they gonna come after you for putting him at 4 because you know ESPN got him at either 1 or 2.
ESPN is not credible. ESPN is no longer a credible source, y'all.
That's true. I'm with you on that. But what media outlet is a credible source? I think they all I mean,
Man Down Podcast, pull up.
there you go. There you go.
I
There
tuned
you
in when
go.
I need references.
There you go, right there. So this is how I had it, and I'll show you my whole 10.
Okay.
I got Steph at 1.
Mm-hmm.
I got Fox at 2. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I like Fox, man, because he played both sides of the ball. The jump shot is pure. He gets to the hole. He's super fast. He's smart. He take good shots, and he's the number 1, just like Steph is. Steph is the number 1 for the Golden State Warriors, and the pressure of being a number 1 is way tougher than being a number 2. Right?
Yeah.
It's the difference between what's on Steph's shoulders and what's on Clay's shoulders.
Yeah.
Or it's the difference between what was on Michael Jordan's shoulders and what was on Pippen's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What was on Karl Malone's shoulders and what was on Stockton's shoulders. And for the Denver Nuggets, the pressure is on Jokic's shoulders. If they would have lost in the finals to Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat, everybody would have been coming for Jokic and his legacy. Nobody would have touched Jamal Murray.
Not true.
You get what I'm saying? So the person who's getting the most blame out of the situation needs to be the one to get the most praise when it go right. And rightfully so, Jokic is getting that praise, but that praise don't trickle down to the number 2 to put him above guys, right? Plus, when I evaluate the game, I think all of these guys on the list can do pretty much the same exact thing. They all can shoot, they all can get to the hole, they all can pass, right? Right. So what separates them is the degree of difficulty, and being a number 1 is harder than being a number 2. So Steph's the number 1, Fox is the number 1, SGA is a number 1. SGA plays D, Fox plays D, Steph plays D, not as good as Fox and SGA, but Steph plays D.
Yeah.
Right. Then you get to Kyrie. He plays about as much D as Steph does, not as much as SGA and Fox. But I've seen him as a number 1 in Boston. Right. And that team was successful before he got hurt. Right. Mm-hmm. It was still successful the year he came back, but they got put out of the playoffs in the second round. Mm-hmm. Right. But I seen him lead the team as a number 1 for 2 years. And I seen him lead the Brooklyn Nets as a number 1 while Kevin Durant was down. And I seen him lead the Dallas Mavericks last year as a number 1 while Luka was down. Mm-hmm. So I've seen what he can do as a number 1. That pressure is gonna show me something. Like when you build something, and you know, let's say you build a pipe that is supposed to have maybe water running through it, right? All right. So once you build that pipe, you want to test it. All right. Let's put 100 pounds of water. Let's put water through there going into 100 psi, and let's do it for 10 minutes, right? And then if the pipe don't burst, then you know that pipe is good.
Yeah.
The difference between the number 1 and number 2 is they never get that 100 psi going through that pipe. They probably get 40. So we don't know if it can stand, if it's strong enough to withstand 100 psi for 10 minutes.
True.
Right. So that's my whole thing about number 1s and number 2s. So for that reason, Kyrie, Luka, Dame, Jamal Murray is at 7. That's as high as I can put him. And I put him over Morant, who is a number 1. I put him over Trae Young, who's a number 1. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And then number 10, you can go Drew, you can go Tyrese Halliburton, you could go name some other point guards. Halliburton, maybe Melo Ball.
Melo Ball. I mean, Melo is I love Melo. I like him more than I like Lonzo. Let me put that out there too.
Yeah.
But I think we're a little I think he probably top 20, easily.
He regressed a little bit because I think his first and second year he was going in the right direction. Mm-hmm. But they done had too much junk happen, man. Like, the team was mismanaged, man. They done changed coaches 2 or 3 times. Mm-hmm. They can't get the ball rolling. He found his number 2 in Mikal and Miles Bridges, mm-hmm. and then he gets suspended. So now he ain't got a number 2. Then Melo gets hurt. So they keep having setbacks. Yeah. And they haven't had any consistency rolling where you could actually build something with him. So he's always gonna be stuck, spinning his wheels until they get that right over there.
Yeah. Respectfully.
But, yeah. Oh, you know what? CJ McCollum is playing point guard for
Don't do that. Don't do that.
He's not. No. Huh?
I mean, he Bradley Beal playing point guard for the Suns. He ain't no point guard.
Nah, Beal's not no point guard. But I think CJ is more of a point. I think CJ only played the 2 because Dame was there. I think he's a natural point guard.
I think CJ is a natural scorer, but he can be the facilitator. You know what I mean? As far as his game, his package, he could definitely just go in there and get you 25 points, off what, probably 12, 15 shots. So I think he's better in a system as a scorer, but he definitely can facilitate. But I don't know. I mean, as far as if I categorize him as point guard, I think he'll fit in that same category as Luka. You know what I mean? I don't think CJ can guard none of them dudes that you put on that list. You know what I mean?
At least, but yeah, that's true. Well, but nah, he can guard them. But he's not a lockdown defender. I mean, he can do as well as Kyrie can do. But
this too, big bro, because this is something I've been saying about this era. I've been saying for like the last 20 years, man, that since AI was born anyway, we have been in a golden era of point guards where you got a bunch of dudes that don't play like Magic, John Stockton, Jason Kidd, Penny Hardaway. They don't play like that no more. These dudes out here like, all right, I don't want to depend on the team to be a offensive lift. You know what I mean? If John Stockton we don't know if John Stockton had a Steph Curry like offensive bag because he was always the facilitator, blah, blah, blah. These dudes now, since AI came around, like, I can go get 30. I can still give you 6, 7 assists if I need to, you know what I mean? And let the chips be me.
There was a lot of point guards capable of doing that before AI, but coaches just didn't allow it.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Stockton. I don't think Stockton had that bag. However, Mark Price 100% was almost very, very close to what Steph Curry is. Mm-hmm. He had to he first of all, he was one of the first 50, 40, 90 guys. I think he might have done it. I think Nash done it more than once. Mark Price done it once, I think. But 50, 40, 90 is not easy. Mark Price did that. So he's a great shooter from three, great shooter from mid-range, great shooter from the free throw line. He had that handle. He could pass. He was better than Stockton, in my opinion. He just kept having knee injuries.
Mm-hmm.
But even though he could score like that, nobody's going to ask their point guard to go score 30 back in the 90s. Nobody.
Right.
Nobody. You know what I mean? And there was people that was capable. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf was capable of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just not, that wasn't the role of a point guard back then. So yeah, you're right. It's a little different. But so let's get to this Jamal Murray thing. Why? Okay. Do it make sense why I don't have him top 5?
Yes. Now I 1,000% agree with your argument and your reasonings behind it, big bro. I'm not gonna sit here because I feel the way I feel. I'm not gonna be unreasonable to a good debate, but I would contest that if Jamal Murray is the number one option, he's going to do the same thing, if not a little bit more, a little bit less, that the rest of these dudes are doing. Let's go down the list. De'Aaron Fox, first round exit, never been to the second round. Luka carried his team to the Western Conference, but I would throw Jalen Brunson, as far as a unit goes, he had a better team than the typical guys, but Luka did it by himself. I feel like Jamal Murray, he could get him to the second round. I wouldn't go as far as the Western Conference. SGA ain't sniffed a playoff game since he entered the NBA. Trae Young is my number 6. I'm sorry, big bro. I'm just going down my list.
No, it's good. It's good.
Trae Young, my number 6. He did the same thing Luka did. He took the lowly Atlanta Hawks to the Eastern Conference Finals, which I give him a little bit more points for that. That's why I got him as my 6th best point guard in the league. Ja Morant. Ja is a troublemaker right now, but I think he's capable. But I wouldn't. Ja is the one dude on my list that I got low, but I respect, like, on your list, I would put him over Jamal. I need to see it first. You know what I mean? It seems like every time he get to that chance, and he's still young. I think he's like 23. He still got time. Kyrie is box office, as Stephen A. would call him. But Kyrie's skills do not translate to championship basketball unless he's LeBron Ramon James.
Wait. Slow down.
I'm getting into the
wait. What does that mean? What does that mean? Kyrie Irving's skill set does not translate. So you mean to tell me scoring 25 plus points and being able to do it from 3, free throw, mid range, fast break, and in the paint layups? You telling me that don't translate to championships?
I'm gonna give you a Kyrie Irving quote from himself. You remember that when the exit interview he had when the Bucks put him out? Was that? Yeah, that was the Bucks. That's when he was with the Celtics, and they
Mm-hmm.
put him out in that first round or second round, whichever round. The second round, I believe.
Yeah.
And he went. I don't remember the exact numbers, big bro, but I want to say he went like 8 for 27.
Mm-hmm.
And the interviewer, the person in the crowd asked him, Kyrie, you were kind of off tonight. What could you have done, maybe, possibly, to help your team win? This fool said, I should have shot more. No, you shouldn't have. You should have been defense. You should have been facilitating. You know what I mean? You were not on tonight, brother. You should have been.
Sure.
You have 4 other people and 7 guys on the bench.
Who else was going to shoot?
Look, I mean, I'm not gonna sit there because who was his number 2? Jason Tatum wasn't.
A second year player. That's that. Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't who they were now. So I'm gonna say that. But
right.
Yet and still, Luka took Tim Hardaway Jr. What is Tim Hardaway?
See, we can't do that because, and I'm glad you mentioned Jalen Brunson because he would be with my number 10 point guard instead of who did I have 10? Instead of Drew Holiday, it'll be Jalen Brunson. I forgot about him. So, but we're not gonna act like Jalen Brunson is not an all-star level point guard that was playing with Luka. See, this is the problem with anybody, not just Luka, but anybody who plays the ball dominant, high screen and roll style of play or style of offense, where your best player, who's also the player who's going to take the most shots on your team, is also responsible for getting everybody else their shots. Like when you sit down and even think about that and say that and say, look, I'm going to take my best player. My base player is going to take 30 shots a game, but I also want him to be the primary distributor for my team.
Mm-hmm.
That don't even make sense to do because distribution and scoring are the 2 main roles on an offense.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is left from primary scorer and primary distributor is setting screens, catch and shoot, and offensive rebound.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's 2 important roles that you're putting on one player. Michael Jordan didn't even do that. Michael Jordan said, I'm going to handle scoring, the triangle offense, and Scottie Pippen will handle distribution.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That way I can score and then have some energy left to defend because I know that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Same thing with Kobe Bryant. Triangle offense will facilitate, Derek Fisher or Lamar Odom, they'll help with the distribution. I concentrate on scoring on offense. But it's not a good formula to say, I'm going to do everything for my squad.
Yeah, no facts. And this is why I was saying, me, bro. Just let me cook for a second because I'm all right. I know I'm starting off crazy because you gotta reel them in.
Okay.
But I mean, I agree. Like I said, 1,000%. Everything you're saying is dope. But I would say the one thing that you left off that list though is playing off the ball, because Michael Jordan was able to do it. Steph Curry kind of nullifies your argument, big bro, because Steph Curry is a high volume shooter. Steph can also facilitate, and Steph plays off the ball. And depending on what the situation is, Steph is going to do one of those. Steph don't have to come up with the ball every play and shoot like a Dame Lillard. He don't have to try to dribble his way into an isolation like a Kyrie Irving. Although he can do those things, if Steph ain't cooking, he gonna be running. He gonna run you around. He gonna make you tired, and then eventually, when he can get into his little nooks and crannies of his game, it starts working out. And that's why I say Kyrie Irving has the same capabilities to do that. He just does not.
Damian crazy.
Same way.
He does do it.
Kyrie plays off the ball, but it doesn't translate.
What do you mean it don't translate?
I'm saying he's not as effective off the ball as he is on the ball, like Steph Curry. Steph Curry don't need a 10 assist point guard. You know what I mean? He don't need a CP3. He looking good with a CP3, but he don't need a CP3. What Steph Curry is going to do is, all right, I'm going to go around this dude. I could probably get into the corner and get a 3. You know what I mean? And this is another advantage. Coaching and system and all that kind of stuff works in his favor too. But it just having basketball IQ, like I say, Kyrie Irving will never be running around the court to the point where he's effective, he's winning, and he's also, doing what he does. You know what I'm saying? That's why.
Well, let me say this, and then I'll be short. He did it in Brooklyn. He did it in Boston. Now, here's the difference between, and I did a video on this as well, right? I sent you the link to that video.
Please, yeah, please.
But here's the difference between Steph and Kyrie. Steph got drafted by the Warriors, and then as soon as they realized that they wanted to keep him and they got rid of Monte Ellis, they started building around his skill set. Steph has never left the Warriors. The people they bought in to build around Steph has never left him. Clay, Dre, hold on.
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
They built around his skill set, and they've been rolling. Continuity is a heck of a beast. Mm-hmm. Like when you get continuity going. They didn't do that in Cleveland. They drafted Kyrie. He quickly became an all-star, and then LeBron showed up a year or two later, and they started building around LeBron. Mm-hmm. When he left and went to Boston, they started building around Kyrie. They were successful, but then he left because him and Boston had differences. Mm-hmm. He go to Boston, and they started building around KD. Mm-hmm. Now he's in Dallas, and they're building around Luka. It's a totally different thing. They're not running an offense that's catered to Kyrie. They're telling Kyrie, hey, this offense is for Luka. You got to find your 20 shots somehow, some way, and most of it is going to be iso ball because we want you to score when Luka get in trouble. Mm-hmm. That's different from Steph Curry. Steph Curry got a whole system built around him. Kyrie's never had that.
But you know why?
I just told you why. Because he was the number 2 in Cleveland. He was the number 2 in Brooklyn. He's the number 2 in Dallas. And when he was the number 1 in Boston, and they was building around him with those young guys, they had the number 1 record in the league before he went down with that knee injury. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, respectfully. I don't think they would have won the championship that year, though.
Who knows if they would have won the championship? All I do know is that he was in the MVP discussion. They had the best record in the league, and then he went down and had knee surgery.
You know what? Just getting into that Boston situation, because honestly, that was during the whole KD Warriors as well. That was one of my favorite teams. I wish that team would have panned out, because honestly, I think that was probably the most complete team in the leagues outside of Golden State. But
you remember what they did to the Warriors in the regular season?
Yeah, I know. I remember that. Yeah, they beat them twice.
Spanked them.
Yeah, I remember. I was at work one time and watching the game. I think I got in trouble. Yeah. I'll be there when I get there.
Yeah. Kyrie was Steph Curry's daddy for a long time until KD showed up. When KD showed up, they kind of made it a little different. Yeah. But Kyrie used to lock Steph up.
Yeah.
And then drop buckets on him and Clay.
I mean, he still do. They still be having their clashes when they go at it.
Yeah, but go ahead with the Boston situation. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying I wish that situation worked out for him. Because like that situation was super. I know the injuries played a part, Gordon Hayward and all that stuff, and then you got the young, which I truly believe is young Jaylen Brown and young Jason Tatum wasn't going for that whole. All right, you gonna little bro me, because they don't have them attitudes now. So I feel like they was always like, we got drafted here. This is our team, So I think it was
that's not what it was. You know what it was for real? Jason Tatum explained it on JJ Rader's podcast. You never seen it?
Yeah, I seen that, but I don't. Yeah. I'm gonna say this, big bro. Now, true. Forgive me. When they be giving their interviews and stuff, I kind of don't put a bunch of weight in it, because a lot of times they're gonna say the PR kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like
you gotta read them. You gotta be able to read them. But you gotta read them though. All right. So when Boston played Kyrie Irving, do you see the relationship between Tatum and Kyrie before and after the game?
Yeah, I know they got a pretty good. I know they got a
pretty good relationship. Do you remember when Tatum was getting interviewed by Taylor Rooks, and they was talking about superstars? Because she asked him straight up, "Do you think you have arrived? Are you a superstar?" Mm-hmm. And he was like, "What's your definition of a superstar?" And she started naming. She said, "There's only 5 superstars in the league," and Tatum was like, "Ugh." And he was like, "I'm afraid to ask you, man. Do you think Kyrie's a superstar?" And she was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, Kyrie's a super like." He's always said these things about Kyrie Irving, always, right? So when he was talking about what the media would tell you is that Kyrie Irving disrupted the locker room in Boston, but what really happened was that Gordon Hayward went down, really bad knee injury. Gordon Hayward's college coach, Brad Stevens, was the coach of Boston, right? So it was a relationship there. So Gordon Hayward came back after they had all that success, went to the Eastern Conference Final. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown emerge, Terry Rozier emerge, Marcus Smart emerge, right? So you got 2 point guards, Rozier and Smart, that plays Kyrie position, and you got 2 small forwards, Tatum and Brown, that plays Gordon Hayward's position. Tatum said everyone knew that Kyrie Irving was coming back to be the team leader and the number one, and we knew he was getting his starting position back. But he said the issue was Smart, Rozier, Brown, and Tatum all wanted to be Kyrie's number 2. That's 4 guys who thought they was good enough to be the number 2. And Brad Stevens made Gordon Hayward the number 2, even though his leg wasn't even strong enough yet. And that messed the locker room up. And what Kyrie Irving did is went in the locker room and told them, y'all freaking young bucks, this is a daggone vet that done made all-star and getting paid, twice as much as all of y'all put together. The organization said they ride with him, and I'm sticking with him. He tried to go with the vet and be a leader. Say, y'all young bucks, because he said that's what LeBron would do to him. You're a young buck. This is how it's going. You know what I'm saying? So he was just trying to be the big brother to them, like LeBron was to him. And it got to the media, and they twisted it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and I agree with you on that, on all that stuff, because I that's why I say the Boston situation was crazy. I knew Gordon Hayward was in the mix. And was one name that you said, the Terry Rozier. I don't think Terry Rozier was on the whole Kyrie train. I don't think Jaylen Brown was 100% sold on the Kyrie train, although they might have been. Yeah, this is the vet who out the band. I think Jaylen Brown, because he has that air about himself right now. And I don't know if you've seen that ESPN interview with Terry Rozier. He pretty much said F Kyrie without saying it. Like, oh, no, forget it. So
yeah. Joe Mama, Joe Mama, one of the dudes has been going back at forth with me on that Luka Doncic video, man. But you're right, man. Kyrie is great off the ball for sure. He is great off the ball.
He could definitely play off the ball. But like I say, it's one thing to be able to play off the ball. It's one thing is that a championship strategy. You know what I'm saying? It's a championship strategy to have Steph running around, tiring out the other players' defenses. I mean, the other team's defenses, and then him doing what he do if he was on the ball. You know what I mean? That's what I mean as far as translation. But
yeah, I mean, but you got to be able to do both though. Like, like Kyrie is a point guard in size. He's in the point guard's body, and he has point guard skills at an elite level, but he also has 2 guard skills at an elite level. The only issue is he's not in the 2 guard's body.
Yeah.
So some of the things that he's good at, like Kyrie can go in the post like Kobe Bryant and get buckets, but he's not 6'6" like Kobe Bryant. So, so what Kyrie is good at off the ball, he can post, mid post, high post. And even he can go in the low post and hit that fadeaway a little bit. He's like that without the ball, and Steph is more of running off of screens and stuff like that. So it's different. It's different, but it's the difference between Reggie Miller running off screens as a 2 guard and Michael Jordan going in the post as a 2 guard. They both off the ball, but they both using their strength.
I respect.
Yeah.
Steph is 101 facts.
Yeah, it is a 101, and so is Kyrie. It ain't no other Kyries in the league.
And so is Jamal Murray, because like I say, without Joker, this is my content. This is why I really noticed that Jamal Murray was a him, big bro. This is what I noticed it. Because in 2022, I was on the Joker train. That was the first year I acknowledged Joker. I heard all of the rumblings in the media. I said, okay, let me see this young man. And if Joker would have got at least through the second, third round, I would have been like, all right, this is legit. Joker would have been Joel Embiid without Jamal Murray. Okay, if Jamal Murray was not an effective number 2, I remember you saying the praise and the criticism, facts. But if Jamal Murray ain't Jamal Murray, it's already people in the media that want to crucify, for a better or worse word, Joker. You know what I mean? So he needed his number 2, and that's why I say you couldn't just put anybody in that role, because what Jamal Murray was doing was prolific. He was running the offense. He was sticking defense. He was a facilitator, 30 points. He was a bucket. And also when Joker was having his rough patches, Hachimura would be bothering him. AD was bothering him in the Western Conference Finals. Jamal Murray got him through that series. And did we not remember that last play? I know everybody want to acknowledge Aaron Gordon's block. But my young boy, my young bull, 27 for the Nuggets, made a nice play on the ball, which you have to have a high IQ to even do that because most people would have got a foul going for LeBron like that. He knew LeBron was going to come with that football, that goddamn running back ass carry, and try to go for that layup. And he jumped on top of the ball, got to LeBron's spot before he did. These are the little things that I say that I honestly feel separates him from the De'Aaron Foxes, the Dame Lillards. You're not gonna see De'Aaron. Or you may see De'Aaron because De'Aaron coming of age right now. You're not gonna see Dame make that play. You're not gonna see Kyrie make that play. You're not gonna see.
That's interesting. So just reverse the roles. You put De'Aaron Fox on Denver with that same roster.
Mm-hmm.
Are they winning the championship?
Not right now. No.
No, you saying De'Aaron Fox switch him out from. So if you put Kyrie, switch him out with Jamal Murray, are they winning the championship?
No.
If you put Dame in that situation, are they winning the championship?
No, sir.
All right. So I'm scared to ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could take today's Jamal Murray and put him on that Cleveland team that Kyrie was on, that came back on the Warriors from a 1-3 deficit, are they coming back from that 1-3 deficit with Jamal Murray? As a matter of fact, let me put it there. This is an easier question. What's more impressive? Kyrie as a number 2 behind LeBron with that Cleveland run, 3 straight where they went to 3 straight championships, 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or Jamal Murray as a number 2 behind Jokic. Which more impressive? And remember, before you said it, go back to the finals and remember the first time 2 players have averaged, what was it, 35, 38? I don't know. They almost averaged 40. Yeah, I think it was 40. LeBron and Kyrie both averaged 40 in the finals.
Mm-hmm. No.
27.
LeBron was like averaging 20.
No. Hold on. You keep talking. I'm gonna look it up then. Let me look it up.
I know for sure Kyrie averaged 27 in the finals. I'm not sure what he had in the playoffs.
Okay.
Facts, Joe Mama. The league tries to copy what Steph does, and you can't do what Steph does. That's a fact. That's what separates him and makes him the best. Kyrie is not better than Jamal Murray. Kyrie is a better one player.
He's better than Jamal Murray, bro. He's better than Jamal Murray.
Jamal
He's better. Yes, he's better than Jamal. That's like I said. That's my list, man. Kyrie's at 4, and Jamal Murray's at 7. I mean,
I respect that, but that's why I say, you never seen Kyrie Kyrie been in the game. When did he get drafted? 2011. So this is 12th season.
Yeah.
In 12 years, he has never made one play that looked like that Jamal Murray play on the alleged GOAT. And I was gonna say too, big bro, when you ask me who's the better number 2, I'm still going with Jamal. But honestly, I'm gonna say, man down, finna go viral. But honestly, there's another hot take I got. Kyrie was the first option on that damn 2016 team, man. LeBron was the perfect facilitator and number 2. Kyrie was Jordan, LeBron was Pippen.
Well, that makes it even more interesting because if Kyrie was the number 1 option, that's the pressure I'm talking about. The pressure as a number 1 is more crucial than the pressure as a number 2. And Jamal's never been a number 1 for a squad that he led successfully.
Yeah, but if you're talking about as far as I'm okay, if you want to say lead a team, it's kind of, I think that's debatable because I didn't say this, but the Denver Nuggets, when they were doing their championship, ceremony, giving their rings out the other day, they introduced Jamal Murray as the heart of the team. Now, I don't know nobody out here running around without a heart or working hard.
You believe that though? People say things just in the moment, and they kind of go to the extreme to show their appreciation for a person.
Yeah, I totally understand that. That's 100%. But I can't. He gets dragged by the media. But you can deny. I'm not denying his skills. I'm not denying his skills at all. If basketball was a one-on-one sport and all 450 of the basketball players was going one-on-one every night, and we seen Jamal Murray and Kyrie, yeah, I'm going with Kyrie. He's probably top 5, top 2. You know what I mean? A one-on-one player. But when we're talking about, I gotta have 5 dudes on this team, and my skills have to mesh with these guys. Basketball is such a beautiful thing in that way where we can have these one-on-one debates, but it's never going to be Michael Jordan versus LeBron. It's always going to be whatever team LeBron's on at that time, whatever team Michael Jordan's on at that time. And Michael Jordan can put up put up 40 points and lose. LeBron James could put up 25 points and win. And then, how do we quantify who's better or not? But for the sake of barbershop arguments, like I say, Jamal Murray has made plays where I see that he separates. And then in the finals, 30 and 10, big bro, he averaging 30 and 10. not more than 30, averaging that. So that means whatever Joker's doing is a compliment to what he coming to the table with too. 30, no light stat.
I was wrong. It wasn't an average. It was they both scored 40 plus in the same game. I think it was the first time somebody a duo done that in the finals. That's crazy though.
That is 6 or game 5, that game 5 or game 6 that they did.
I can't even remember. It was a crucial game though. They needed it.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, the drop 40 though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Man.
That's why I say. That's why I love Kyrie. Though I know I sound like I'm kind of knocking him a little bit in the name of Jamal Murray, but
you're doing a lot of capping. I mean, it's cool though. It's cool.
Murray better than Joker? Nah, come on, bro. I don't think, and that's why I say I think I'm only using the words that the organization used for Jamal. Now, what I'm going off my own personal eyeballs is that when I see these dudes play, Jamal Murray elevated his game. You know what I mean? And not even just this series. When we seen the bubble, a couple years ago, that's when Jamal Murray had his coming out party. It wasn't Jamal Murray's storyline ain't new. It ain't just start last year in the playoffs. He was going toe to toe with one of the better offensive players in the league in Spider Mitchell. In addition, he was helping Joker then carry the Nuggets to the Western Conference Finals. Brought them back 3-1 from against the Kawhi Clippers, man. This is just little stuff I be forgetting about the young man. Jamal Murray was crucial in that comeback. He wasn't just no Kendrick. I mean, not Kendrick. What's that dude? KCP. You know what I mean? He wasn't just up there for the ride.
Who guarded Steph in that Denver sweep most of the time? Was it KCP and Christian Braun and who guarded Steph in that finals? I mean, in the playoffs.
This past season?
Yeah. Denver put Golden State out, right?
No. The Lakers did.
Oh, no, the Lakers put Golden State out. Oh, so we didn't get to see Jim. Okay.
Yeah,
So you remember how? It was 2 people who defended Steph pretty good. It was actually 4 people that defended Steph pretty good in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
The first 2 was from the Kings. That was De'Aaron Fox
and Malik Monk.
No, not Malik, the backup point guard, Mitchell.
Donovan, I forget his first name.
Yeah, Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell did a good job, but since he's not a star, he was picking up fouls every now and then. If it's Steph and some bench player, the calls go towards Steph, right? So, but Fox also was chasing Steph off screens, guarding him in ISO situations. He was doing a phenomenal job. Steph still got his stuff off, but Fox is a great defender, right? Yeah. The other people who did it was in the Lakers series when Dennis Schroeder was guarding them. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember who the second one was. It was 2 people with the Lakers. It was Schroeder and somebody else. Was it Van? No, the other tall one. It wasn't. Was it Vanderbilt? Nah. Mm-hmm. Who was the other tall small forward? It might have been Vanderbilt.
Where you going in?
Yeah, it might have been Vanderbilt, but it was someone. But my point is this: when you add defense to the equation, they all do the same thing on offense. They all can shoot from all levels on the floor. They all can do their thing with the ball and without the ball. All of those point guards on the list got the offense down pat. But when you add the defense to it, that's what SGA and Fox set themselves apart from Dame and Murray. And Luka.
My bad, in and out. I didn't hear what you said.
I said when all those guys is on that list, all those point guards on the list, on offense, they all do similar things. They all can shoot it from all levels on the floor. They all can handle the ball. They all can pass. They all can get to the rim, right? They all can do that. But not all of them can also be elite on the other end of the floor on defense. Fox and
Mm-hmm.
SGA are both elite defenders. So if SGA is
Damn.
getting me 30 as a number one and Fox getting me 25 as a number one, and then turning around and being an elite defender, you can't beat that if you're Jamal Murray.
That's what I'm saying. It's only three NBA champions on that list though. And I'm not. And I remember you saying you can't do the resume thing, but it's a matter of at some point each one, Steph, Kyrie, and Jamal Murray, they were the deciding factors at some point in their team's playoff runs. Now, you can go with the number two if you want to do. It don't matter what your role is. At some point, you got to come earn your paycheck. And I'm sorry, Luka has had an opportunity and came up short. SGA still young. I'm shooting him some bail. But Damian Lillard, 13 years in, get out of here. You know what I mean?
Hey, you froze up, Tony. Look, so when you froze up, but look, when you start bringing in the achievements, now we're not evaluating the player. We're evaluating his achievements.
Well, no,
right?
no. So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that, people. I was just saying, in as far as elevating your game, you know what I mean, in those prime times, we ain't seen all of these dudes do that. That's what.
Sure, we have. Sure, we have. We seen Dame elevate his game plenty of times in the playoffs.
We've also seen Dame come up short plenty of times. Dame been around 13 years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, coming up short, that goes along with expectations. If you have a let's say when LeBron, went to the finals with the Miami Heat, that's a super team. You got two other superstars. You're supposed to be a top two player and arguably the best player in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got two superstars in their prime beside you. You got a super team.
Yeah.
So if you go to the finals and lose to a team that has less than that, then you come up short. But if you don't have expectations this high and then you fall here, that's not coming up short. If your expectations was here and you fall at your expectations, or you pass your expectations and then lose, that's not coming up short. Coming up short means my expectations were here and I fell short of it. So the teams that Dame had, what was the expectations for those teams? Have we ever had a Portland team where the expectations was the finals?
Time out, big bro. What was the expectations for the 2015 Golden State Warriors? Damian Lillard, for 5 complete seasons, had a 20-10 big man. What was Steph had done with that? With a LaMarcus Aldridge in his prime? Nobody was. And let's be
honest. What you mean? He had that. He had David West.
David West went no. David, you telling me LaMarcus Aldridge and David West are skill for skill the same guy? 20. David
I mean,
West,
one's taller.
David West.
Oh, you froze up. You froze up. Over there with that dial up. But look, David West, and you said 20-10. David West was definitely a 20-10 when he was in New Orleans. Now, granted, he wasn't in his prime when Golden State got him. So I mean, I give you that he wasn't in his prime, but neither when Aldridge when Aldridge and Dame was together, Dame wasn't in his prime. Like prime, you can be before your prime or past your prime, right? So Dame coming in as a young buck in his first, second, third year, he's before his prime. So I mean, I'm not counting that, because if we look at the first 3 years of what Steph Curry did, I mean, if you put up the first 3 years for Steph Curry and the first 3 years of Kyrie got him beat by a mile. Kyrie was an all-star his second season in the league. Steph Curry didn't make all-star till like his 5th season. And they had to trade all these people away, Monte Ellis. They had to get rid of everybody to make it where Steph could, be what he turned into. He went off the bubble, but still a small sample size. Yeah, he did go off in the bubble. Kyrie's been doing it for a decade. Facts. I mean, I don't even think it's a debate, Joe. I don't think it's a debate. Kyrie is above Jamal Murray for me. I mean, it's easily Kyrie. Kyrie's number 4. Now, Kyrie just dropped the number 4 this year because I think playing with Luka in that Mavs offense, he's gonna waste his talent a little bit. So we're not gonna see Kyrie at his full potential this year. And even though I believe that that Kyrie is probably the second best point guard in the league behind Steph, I can't in good conscience put him at number 2 with Fox and SGA outperforming him, and they both are number 1s for their team. Right. I couldn't in good conscience do that. Right. And to be honest, if I really want to be fair, I would really have to put Luka above Kyrie as well. But I don't think Luka's better than Kyrie. I just don't. But you know, the team is built around Luka, so he's go definitely put up the stats. But back to the David West thing. David West was a 2010 guy when he played with CP3 in New Orleans for sure, and an all-star. But I'm not gonna act like he was in his prime when he got to Golden State. So you got a point that he wasn't in his prime. But Andrew Bogut, number 1 pick, like big men in Golden State system, they're never going to get 2010 ever again. That's why they had to get rid of Jonathan Wiseman, because his aspirations of being a scorer is not fit for Golden State. They wanted him to be more like Kevon Looney, right? So they had to get rid of him. So even if you do get a 2010 guy in Golden State, they're not going to use him.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about when I'm talking about as far as Damian Lillard, when he had that on his team, did nothing with it. And
what was the expectations of Aldridge and Dame Lillard? What has it ever been the finals?
Well, to be honest, no, big bro. But all
right, so they didn't fall short.
As a lifelong Steph Curry fan, I wouldn't have never said my boy was going. If you would have told me at Davidson when I was watching this young man play in the March Madness that Steph Curry was going to be an NBA champion, I would have said you were smoking some of the finest Lechuga in the game.
Yeah, but when you say fall short, you have to tell me what the goal was for me to know if it's short or not. So when you come into the season,
what was the expectation?
The expectation for Golden State has always been finals ever since they won their first one.
But was it prior to that?
No.
And that's
what it wasn't. Their goal wasn't finals until we found out they were contenders. Like you got to contend before we could start calling you a contender. So once the expectation rose up, then we could start saying if they don't get there, they fell short. Right. So having a great team that everyone's picking to go to the conference finals or the finals, and you don't get there, that's you falling short. Having a team like Dame Lillard, who the expectations was a second round exit, and then you get put out in the second round, you didn't fall short.
No, yeah, respectfully, I comprehend what you're saying now. It's only the advantage of history and being able to look at things, from the hindsight view that I'm able to say, this is my take on Damian Lillard now. In 2015, no, it wasn't my take that I'm expecting Damian Lillard and Martell Webster and Rudy Fernandez to go to the
you taking me back. That was them do no, Dame wasn't there yet, was he? With Rudy Fernandez?
Damian Lillard played the last year Brandon Roy was there. That was Damian Lillard's rookie season.
If Roy could have stayed healthy, bro.
Yeah, that would have been a nice one too. Even then, that was like one of those seasons Brandon Roy was coming back, so he only played like 7. I think he only played like 7 games that season, 7 to 17. It was a 7 in there somewhere, but so that would have been nice. But yes, like I said, I wouldn't have said in 2015 that I'm putting my last dollar on the Trailblazers. But I'm just going off the having hindsight and looking at, all right, who do I want? If I'm building a championship squad and I need a point guard, I'm not thinking about Damian Lillard. You know what I mean? What comes to mind long before Damian Lillard is going to be Steph, Kyrie, and Jamal Murray. The rest of those dudes are interchangeable. Give me Luka, give me Trey.
So you ain't messing with SGA or Fox. You don't want no defense.
And then that's why I tried to say earlier, like they still young. So when I'm thinking about Luka, not Luka. Luka and Trae Young are in there right now. You know, and they ain't the young boys no more. They are Y'all been around. We know y'all big point getters. All woo woo. We only seen one real season from SGA and De'Aaron Fox where they both had their breakout seasons last year. So now I'm expecting them to take a step forward. The same for Jalen Brunson. I'm not expecting you to win a championship, but you should be top 10 MVP voting if you want my respect.
And we're gonna keep an eye on it, man. It looked like Denver might be so ahead of everybody this season. They might mess around and win. They might mess around and win 65 games this year, bro.
Hey, bro, I told all my boys this. They say I was crazy. I told them this before Denver won the championship. Denver is the new dynasty, man. As long as they stay healthy, they
I
got
don't see it. I don't see it yet. I can't see it, but they are doing something. They doing what Golden State did when they broke out, and where I was like, man, we got to figure this offense out. That's what Denver is right now. How long they can keep it up, we got to see. But as far as a dynasty, that's gonna be tough, man, because a dynasty don't stop with one star player. Like a dynasty mean the Detroit Pistons had an opportunity to have a dynasty when they could have when they were supposed to draft Carmelo Anthony. Like they had just won a championship, or did they win a championship? Or I think they had just won it, and then they picked Darko over Melo, and they could have kept that ball rolling.
They chose the year that they won the championship was the year
when they drafted. Okay, yeah. So they could have had Melo, and then instead they took Darko. But so my point is, dynasty don't end when your star player retires. Dynasty means you able to keep that thing rolling like San Antonio did. They had David Robinson doing their thing, and then they went right into Tim Duncan, and then they went right into Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi was supposed to keep it rolling, but he flipped the script and went to Toronto.
Yeah, LeBron, player.
Well,
I'm telling you, that's the plan. Bit early. Steve, no, I agree. This is why I say I'm projecting this early, Joe. And it's not that this happening now. It's not. It's just that now that everybody. I said this the same thing about Golden State in 2014. Like the year before then, people I think they forget that they went toe to toe with the San Antonio. Was it the San Antonio Spurs? It had to be the Spurs because the Spurs put them out, and that was a classic series. Go back and watch it if you haven't. But I knew that the Warriors was going to be coming. If not that next season, I would have said 15, but definitely 16, 17. I knew that they was going to be what they are now. And it was just because watching the flow of the game, watching Jamal Murray and Joker play together, here's the headache. If you stop Joker, you got to find a way to stop Jamal. You stop Jamal, you got to find a way to stop Joker. And if they both are being quote unquote stopped, they have the IQ to get the rest of their team involved. You know what I mean? So now you got to worry about MPJ hitting 6 or 7 threes in the corner, or Christian Brown. One of the role players just role playing. So
you think they go repeat?
Yes, but my definition of a dynasty too, I should put this out there. 3 chips. I was gonna say that too. Within a 5-year stretch, you got to get at least 3. So that's my definition of a dynasty. You don't have to do the 3P thing. We all know how difficult that is. You even got to necessarily repeat because Tim Duncan and them, you said there was a dynasty and they never repeated. So they just happened to get 3 rings in a 5-year stretch and then additional, a couple more rings.
I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think Denver will get broken up soon. And I think what's going to break it up is whenever it's time for MPJ to get his new contract. I think, I got to find out who his agent is. But if they're aggressive and they really want to get him paid, because MPJ is like one of the best young talents out there, and they're just using him as a shooter like Klay Thompson. He got way more ability than that. Right. So I think at some point he's going to say, man, I want that big paycheck, because they're not going to pay Jokic and then play Murray and then pay daggone MPJ. Right. So they're going to have to let him go when it's time for him to go, and he'll get his own squad somewhere and be a number 1 somewhere. But right now, being a number 3, well, he ain't even I wouldn't even say he's a number 3 option. Like Chris Bosh wasn't even a real number 3. He was just, hey, look, man, hit open jump shots when you get them. And that's all he's doing. He's just a catch and shoot 6'11" small forward. He's basically Keegan Murray on the Kings. Right.
That's all
he's doing, catch and shoot. Right. Yeah, so he'll be gone, and that's what's gonna break everything up because they're not gonna be able to replace him.
But that's hindsight. You know what I mean? That's in the future, big bro.
Yeah.
That's always interesting to see because I love watching those contract negotiations go down and all that stuff. Like right now, I think Clay and Steve Kerr not gonna be on the Golden State Warriors after this season. Just because I've been observing their contract talks for quite a while. It's like, man, they usually got the deal done by now. You know,
Golden State dumb as hell, man. I would have traded Draymond Green last year.
facts. Say it again, bro. You got
I would have traded him last year. He
man.
would have been out of there. I would have kept Jordan Poole. I would have kept him. I would have kept Clay and let him, and I would have traded Clay this year.
Yep.
Yeah, because this is last year, his contract. So I would have traded Draymond last year. I would have traded Clay this year, and I probably would have traded them for draft picks. I only want no pieces back. Give me draft picks.
Facts.
Because we go keep this ball rolling with Steph, Jordan Poole, and Kuminga and Looney. And then we go draft somebody with that first round pick we got for Draymond and Clay.
And don't forget Moses Moody too, big bro.
Moses Moody, yeah. I would be moving forward with them, and I would have been straight, man. These people crazy, man. They so far in the luxury tax is ridiculous.
Yep. And getting rid of Bob Myers was a dumb move. I mean, Mike Dunleavy, I think was a good shooter. But him and his daddy ain't never won nothing. You know what I mean? You ain't got the junior. You didn't even get the pop.
Yeah. And look, here's the interesting thing. So Myers steps down as the GM, and then he said, it's time for him to go be with family for a little while and relax and stuff like that. And he said all that and went right back to work. Yeah. And he's doing freaking announcing for the NBA, right? So we know he ain't want no break. So what was the real reason why he left? It was probably what I said when I said the reason why he left is because what he wanted to do with the roster, Steve Kerr didn't agree with, and Steve Kerr probably convinced the owner to think like him. He was like, "Well, I'm not trying to be a part of that." And I think what Myers wanted to do was get rid of Clay and Draymond. He knew it. I mean, he drafted Wiseman, he drafted Moody, he drafted Kuminga, he drafted Jordan Poole. He drafted the perfect replacements for them guys.
Yep.
And he knew it was time to pull the trigger on letting Draymond and Clay go. But Steve Kerr wanted to give him a new contract, and Myers didn't agree with it. So he just resigned.
And you know why Steve Kerr wanted that? Because Steve Kerr is not a real coach, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Steve Kerr is a great mind. He has been in so many winning cultures and winning environments. Steve Kerr, I'm sure, has 100,000 very motivational Michael Jordan stories and Greg Popovich stories and some stuff that get the team like, wow. But as far as him sitting down writing X's and O's, give Steph the ball. That's what coaches there for.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I
don't think he had the era of Jordan Poole. I don't think he had the era of these young boys. I think they was just kind of like, well, whatever Steph tell us to do. We don't like Draymond.
And that's why that dynamic is weird because Draymond is the most talkative dude in that entire organization. Right. So as far as keeping that locker room in check, it ain't gonna come from Steve Kerr. It ain't gonna come from Steph. It ain't gonna come from Clay. Draymond was doing that entire thing. He was doing that job for them. The stuff that Pat Riley and Phil Jackson is good at as far as managing superstar personalities. I don't think Steve Kerr got that, and Draymond was doing that job for him. And that's why he thinks Draymond is so important, because he know I can't keep this locker room in check without Draymond.
That's a fact. That's a great point, bro. I agree with you 1,000%. Because I've always thought this was Mark Jackson's team. You know what I mean? I think Mark Jackson had the ear of even a guy like Draymond, because he started wilding until Steve Kerr got there. You know what I mean? Draymond was a well-behaved player from 2015. I mean, from 2012 to 2015, and then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? So, yeah. I agree with you on that one, but I definitely think that they should have. I agree. Like, they should have kept Jordan Poole. They should have just went on, because they would have got another 15, 20 years out of that. Go through years of quote unquote rebuilding, but you right back in the mix with the Kings and the Nuggets, all these guys. But
they go be in that luxury tax, And if you go be paying the most money for your franchise, you better be the daggone best team.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Like it don't make when the Yankees was paying all that money for their squads, they wasn't. Come on, man. Just think about it. Denver, Phoenix, maybe Sacramento,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the Clippers, and then Golden State. Golden State's at like number 5, bro.
Mm-hmm. As far as the apron, that second
Yeah,
apron.
in the Western Conference, number 5.
Mm-hmm. Payrolls.
And you got the biggest payroll. That's ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah,
Man.
they should have moved on.
Draymond is a great bet leader. What Poole said. Jordan Poole told Draymond, "You are an expensive backpack for 30." That was all they know that because them clowns. I don't want to say clown. They do good work. What's the name? Cameron and Mace.
It is what it is.
Yeah. They got the backstory somehow. I don't know what, but they came out with the official story. Jordan Poole confirmed it.
Yeah.
He told Draymond, bro, you just dead weight around here.
They got it from Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas had the inside scoop, and he put it out there. But it don't matter what Jordan Poole said to him. Like, you can't be that sensitive.
Facts.
First of all, Draymond talks more than anybody.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And I've seen people who are used to being the bully, and they don't like to be bullied. Right. So when they do get bullied, especially by somebody they feel like, you know what I mean? Like, man, come on, man. You can't do that to me. Like, you can't embarrass me in front of everybody. And because you just ain't like that. So I think he was a lot insecure because Poole knew he had got that bag, or he knew he was about to get that bag.
Yeah.
And Draymond and his agent knew exactly what that mean, because if they pay Poole, that mean they not gonna pay me.
Facts.
And Draymond knew that, so that's why it was such a sensitive subject. And it's the same situation he was in with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant he was on his last year of his contract, and Kevin Durant wouldn't tell nobody what his decision was going to be. So Draymond couldn't get his contract done because Golden State was waiting on KD.
Facts.
So there was already tension between KD and Draymond. So when we seen them playing the Clippers and they blew up on the sideline, it was all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's how Draymond get when he feel threatened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was his first big contract. So, this was his first one. At least the one he got with Poole was his second big contract, or maybe his third, but that was his first big one. And for him to be feeling threatened, like, man, if KD stays and he signs, then that means the bag I'm gonna get gonna be real small, or I'm getting traded.
Yeah.
Which was probably he was gonna get traded, because Golden State could have went. They don't need a Draymond if you got Clay, Steph, and Durant. Facts. They don't need Draymond. They still got overkill. You know what I mean? So they still got overkill.
Do what you do. Get
exactly. You know what I'm saying? They will pretty much be what Phoenix is now. Facts. With Booker, Bill, and KD, it'll be Steph, KD, and Clay. Same thing. Same exact thing, So.
Adobe, bro. That's why I say, man down is where you come when you want the real scoop, man. ESPN ain't gonna never give you this money. Draymond is the greatest thing since sliced bread, because we all know they on the payroll. It's crazy, bro. But that's so fact, bro. Because I be listening for that kind of stuff. Oh shit.
Yeah.
See my boy Joe Mama, like, never heard that. This is all the facts too, because most people don't understand how these teams are constructed. You know what I mean? You got the money got to go to certain players and how all that go. And Draymond
crazy.
Dudes, man, you can definitely tell.
Great. All right, before we get up out of here, man, give me your predictions for all the awards this season, man. Give me your Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year, Six-Man, MVP. Don't forget about that new award, the Clutch Player Award. Defensive Player of the Year. Is that all of them? There's 6 of them.
MVP, and don't give me the line, big bro.
So let's start with Rookie of the Year.
I love, as much as I love Chet, I think Wemby gonna get the LeBron treatment that, you know what I mean. Like, we all know Melo should have been the Rookie of the Year, even Dwayne. Dwayne Wade had a cake in those days, but I think Wemby media treatment.
I'm going with Wimby too, man. And remember degree of difficulty. SGA is the number one at OKC,
Mm-hmm.
and Chet is probably the number 2 or 3, depending on if Giddy playing. I haven't seen Giddy.
Yeah, I think he injured.
Okay, so Chet might be the clear cut number 2. So him being the number 2 and Wimby being the number 1 with no All Star on his squad.
Mm-hmm.
If the numbers are even close, I think Chet numbers might be better because Wimby got more weight on his shoulder, and plus Popovich don't coach for him to go off. He
Yeah,
don't coach that way, so his numbers is not gonna be huge.
yeah,
But if it's close, you got to give it to the guy that's the number 1.
true.
And
Yeah.
so I'm with you on Wimby. All right, let's go with 6 man.
Uh, I was just looking at this the other day. Um, I had Malcolm Brogdon initially, but I don't know how he's gonna fit over. Did he get traded to the Trailblazers?
Hey, thanks for the sub, Joe. Who got traded to Trailblazers?
I think Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah, Brogdon did get traded to Trailblazers. Yeah.
So yeah, I was wondering how they was going to, do with that. If they were going to put him in the lineup or put him on the bench. But he's my favorite right now, depending on what they do with him.
Yeah.
If not him, then probably that young boy Christian Braun for Denver.
Brian, that's good. You know who's actually performing on Denver's squad coming off the bench better than Brian? That boy Watson.
Watch. Is he a rookie?
He a rookie. Peyton Watson. He's a rookie. He's about 6'7", but he got like a 7-foot wingspan. Tall. He can jump out the gym and he can shoot it. And he's blocking. He's been blocking shots since the game 1 of the preseason. And
Really?
like every game he has a highlight block. It's ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah, he's blocking shots like a center, bro. But he plays on the wing. It's ridiculous, man. And then he's scoring points with it too, and he's slashing. And he can shoot it. He might got I'm gonna keep my eye on him. I'm not picking him for 6 man, but I'm just saying, just watch him.
Okay.
But as far as 6 man, is it possible that CP3 get it?
You know what you do with CP3? You get a garbage bag. You tie that some of them up.
Nah, because this was his first game that he never started. That he didn't start the first game of his career, and Draymond. This was Draymond's first game back, so Draymond is gonna be in the starting lineup. It looked like CP3 gonna be coming off the bench most of the year. He probably get some starts, but depending on how many games you need to come off the bench to be eligible, he might be a good candidate for 6 man.
I would love to. I think in like the perfect world, if this was 2K, yeah, he can get it. But I don't think he's gonna be available that long. CP3 he on that the player. He one of them load managers. So I think we only gonna get probably 50 games maybe out of CP3 this season. So if he's able to,
I forgot that 65 game for the awards is there.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And he ain't got that same kind of pressure like LeBron, where he actually he plays for the awards. You know what I mean. So
yeah,
if we get 50 games and he's productive, maybe. You know what I'm saying. But I know the 60 eligibility too.
All right, let's go. De'Aaron Fox got the first clutch award last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's an interesting because we're still trying to figure out what the criteria is for that.
Yeah.
But who you got? Who you got for the clutch award this year?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know the criteria for. I've heard of the award and I didn't know exactly how they was judging it because I was like, hell shit.
Yeah, I think the way they calculated it last year was they took the amount of points someone scored in the clutch and they weighed heavy. So I think fourth quarter points. I think De'Aaron Fox was like head and shoulders above everybody for fourth quarter points.
So this one of them advanced stats kind of
probably so, but they still trying to figure out because it's a new award, so they still trying to figure out. It's probably gonna be something different every year till we kind of figure out, what works better.
Yeah. If I had to throw a name on it, I'd probably get to Jalen Brunson. And I think he take a step forward this year.
Yeah, I think Steph will get it this year.
Yeah, hey, I can see. Well,
yeah, I think Steph will get it this year. Yeah, I think Steph will get the clutch award this year. Maybe. Right. All right. So let's go to coach of the year.
Who did Mike Malone get it last year?
You know what? I haven't. No, it was Mike Brown got it last year.
I got Mike Malone this year. I think he's gonna get
Mike
his
Malone.
LeBron.
Yeah, I'm
LeBron.
with you. Because I think Denver Gore had the best record in the league this year.
Yeah. I think everyone's paying attention to him now. He's getting his press. So,
what about a dark horse though? What about somebody we're not expecting? Could Detroit win enough games for Monty Williams to win it?
It's funny you say Monty Williams. I was thinking that, but to be honest, depending on how far they go, I could see the Knicks coach getting it, just because the Knicks, the NBA always ready for the Knicks to get back into relevancy. And, either the Knicks. I don't know who's coaching the Knicks, but him.
It's still Thibodeau, right? Tom Thibodeau or Thibodeau, how you want to say it?
Yeah,
I think he's still a coach.
Yeah.
Thibodeau. Nick Nurse is in Philly now. Depending on what they do, he might be a candidate.
Nick ain't getting it.
Yeah, that's true.
I can honestly see, if you want to go dark horse, I could see. Damn, it was just on the tip of my tongue.
Don't say Darvin Ham with the Lakers.
Sports affiliate. No.
Yeah. Joe said he can see Luka getting the clutch award. Luka too. Yeah, but they want to give Luka the MVP, man. They're not gonna waste that clutch award on him.
Facts. Yeah.
That's all.
They want to get that to him bad.
If he do anything close to winning 50 games, if he get anywhere near 50 games, he's gonna get MVP hands down. Because it's impossible for him not to average 38 and 8. He's gonna average 30 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. That's hands down.
Yeah.
So the points are already there because the way they play their offense is impossible for him not to get 38 and 8. So he's got that. He just he disqualified himself because he's always hovering around 500 with his team record.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if they get anywhere close to 50 wins, that dude getting MVP. They practically gave him the MVP 3 years in a row, but he lost it by the All-Star break.
Yeah.
It's his award to lose.
That's true. That's a fun thing. That's funny you said that, because I remember seeing the ESPN headlines, Luka,
Yeah.
I could see clutch. Yeah, either one of those. They got to get
who you got for MVP though?
I would love to give it to Joker again, man. I would like to see Joker get another one. And I know that sounds kind of controversial, but I just think he got robbed last year, and especially with the performance that we got out of Joel. I mean, if Joel would have gave me anything than the man dropped 10 points in the playoffs, man. You do not go from 30 to 20 points and call yourself an MVP. So just off the pure robbery, and I know what the NBA was trying to do, you know what I mean? Spread it around, but
I disagree. First of all, the MVP award was already given out before he even laid a dud in the playoffs. Like they don't even go into it. But if I have a player averaging 30 and 12 rebounds, 30 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and then he's a first or second team all defensive player, and he's got a number 1 record in the East.
No,
right?
They had number 1. I think that
who was Celtics was number 1.
Milwaukee was number 1.
Milwaukee. So what was Philly?
It was either 2 or 3.
2 or 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3 in the East, second team all defense, 30 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks, 1 steal, and 4 assists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you got that going for you. And then you got a guy that plays no defense, but he averages close to a triple double, and he's number 3 in the West.
That is big, bro. We got to stop that, man. That is a Kendrick Perkins narrative that Joker don't play no D. Joker wouldn't be winning championships if he didn't play any D at all.
As far as defense, what is the job of your 7-foot center?
Okay. It is to be a rim protector.
Is Jokic a rim protector?
Is Joel Embiid elite? The only elite rim protector in the league is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Joel Embiid.
No, it's 3 elite rim protectors. Is Giannis, is Embiid, and is Rudy Gobert.
I give you Gobert. I can't go. I gotta look at the stats on that Embiid.
And you can say Lopez get a lot of blocks, I don't know if he's up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Embiid is up there with Rudy Gobert and Lopez. Actually, he was above them.
I'm gonna put up
and shockingly, as far as block shots and rim protecting, Kevin Durant was up there with those centers as well.
Yeah, I can see. KD's always been a very moderate defender. He just don't get credit for it because he's such an elite weapon.
Yeah. So when you look at the gap that's between Embiid and Jokic defensively, and then if you say their offense is equal to, they just do it different. One get a lot of assists, and one get more points, right? So that's the difference. But as far as offense, they both are elite offensive weapons. But Joel Embiid is also an elite defensive weapon.
I can't say that, and I just believe that people don't.
Oh yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, and Jaren Jackson Jr. as well is an elite defender.
Yeah. I think Zion just dunked all over that. Yeah, you an elite defender when you defending people 2-3 inches shorter than you. Soon somebody your size come to the fight, you ain't looking so elite, JJ. And Anthony Edwards was dogging him in the I don't know if you heard, just over there a little fever.
JJ looked real elite when he was guarding Jokic a couple of days ago. He had Jokic looking like Nurkic.
I'm gonna put my bid in like this. I'm gonna say this. Giannis is undoubtedly an elite defender. That's what I'm gonna give him. I don't think Embiid is undoubtedly. Like, I just can't I think it's still room for improvement. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't, I'm gonna just say that he would be more in the contention for the Defensive Player of the Year award. Now, that's why I say I will never see Joker getting a Defensive Player of the Year award at all in his career, but I think he don't get the proper credit that he needs to get on defense, because
he don't need no credit on defense. Well, I will say this. I do like how quick his hand is, because he will strip that ball from you.
Yeah.
So he's good at stripping the ball on your way up. He'll do that. He's not good at blocking your shots at the apex. He's not good at a help shot blocker either. And when he had to step out in the perimeter and guard a screen and roll or something like that, he puts the effort out there. I will say that.
Yeah.
But there's a stat out there that Jokic led the league in kick balls. Because seriously, that's what he do. Like, he's he probably played soccer growing up, but when he's trying to guard the perimeter on that screen and roll, he'll use that foot to stop the pass. Like, if you try to get him with that pocket pass, he got a lot of kick. I was like, I didn't even know they kept that stat. They said he is by far, he got more kick balls than block shots, man. So that's part of his defense, man. He uses feet, man.
Elite. I'm leading the category. I'm leading something.
Yeah. And another thing he does to make up for his slow foot speed is that and when you're driving on him, he got a big chest, so he won't use his hand, so it don't look like a foul. And it looked like you initiated the contact, but he'll chest bump you, and he's a big guy.
Yeah.
So somebody like Kevin Durant trying to blow by Jokic, if he's able to get that body on you, he's gonna knock somebody as small as skinny as Kevin Durant off his path.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Durant's not gonna get the foul.
Yeah, that's a fact. I remember.
I want you to watch. I want you to watch. I want you to watch it. He does it to everybody. He get that chest bump out the way, and he get away with it.
I was gonna say, it's funny you said I got vivid memories of him doing that to AD in the Western Conference. Like, he wouldn't exactly. He ends up and kind of do one of those.
Yep. And they don't look at you, and they won't call it, especially not in the playoffs. You know what I mean? But yeah,
he off balance that little half a centimeter.
Exactly. But yeah, Embiid is an elite defender. Jokic is. If I'm being nice, if I'm being nice, I say average, but I really think he's below average.
Yeah,
he's below average. So
I gotta look into that a little close, because I never paid attention to Joel in the sense of, is he really that dominant on defense? I don't recall.
Yes. Please go, especially last year. Please go watch it.
Okay,
please go watch it, man. Yeah, he's up there. But we missed out on a lot of defenders. Big men. We forgot about AD. We forgot about Bam Adebayo, Jaren Jackson Jr., Gobert.
I can see Bam. I can see Bam getting Defensive Player of the Year.
Bam.
Yeah.
Dark horse might be Ben Simmons.
Stop it, bro. Stop. You killing me, Smalls. You killing me. Nah, Mel. Look, I respectfully, I've just written off Ben Simmons eons ago. You know what I mean? So he could probably make a re-jump and come back to it. But Ben Simmons is PR dudes, man.
I take Ben Simmons any day of the. Obviously, when his back was jacked up last year, he was different. But
yeah,
I take Ben Simmons any day of the week on my squad. I just wouldn't pay him what he's getting paid now. You know what I'm saying? Because he got paid, number one money when he was in Philly, and he's not that no more. I don't think. But man, this dude went from point guard to center.
Yeah,
he's playing center now for the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Now I'll give you that. When Ben Simmons is out there, defensively, he's probably one of the better defenders I've seen all time. Like I want to not cap him, but just make sure I want to give him his proper credit. Like he does give that. He is very elite on the defense, but I just can't take him serious, big bro. I'm sorry. He's with clutch sports. No, I can't take no clutch.
All right, so what we got? We got rookie, we got coach, we got clutch, we got MVP, we got six man. It's one more I'm missing.
Most improved.
Oh, that's two more I'm missing. Most improved, and there's one more.
Yeah, defense, MVP, rookie. Six.
Oh yeah, it's all of them. Yeah. Defense was the one I was forgetting. Oh yeah, so most improved.
Most improved. That's a. Yeah.
That man said that dark horse is blacker than the inside of a coffin on a moonless night.
Yeah, Ben Simmons, your dark horse. He's like, woo, it's dark out here. I couldn't see nobody else but Ben. So come on, I'm riding with him.
Oh man, yeah. Most improved.
I want to so badly get Jalen Brunson something, man. You know what I mean? I think this could be his award for sure.
Yeah, it could have been his last year, man. But he not gonna sneak up on nobody this year. Like we expecting it from him.
Yeah.
So it's going to get. Well, I'm thinking most improved might be. Oh man,
Zion. All right, I got the jokes.
I was listening to somebody and somebody said Zion was that dark horse MVP.
Respectfully, I'm not gonna knock Zion. It's just after his offseason antics, the fat clause. I'm like, bro, I started reading this fat clause. You play a sport where you're running all day. You shouldn't have no fat clauses in your contract. This is my thing with Zion. He got to start taking himself serious. I know maybe this will be the year, but I could just tell he ain't been putting in that work.
Yeah.
He give me them vibes of just, like he feel like he made it because he got paid and all that stuff.
Is it possible, even though we've already seen Jordan Poole average 20 plus points as a six man?
Yeah.
Is it possible that if he go from, because he averaged 20 last year, if he go from 20 to 25, is it possible for him to get most improved?
I don't think they would give it to him just because he's a NBA champion already. He already pretty much had his quote unquote out party, so it would have to be somebody that's getting propelled into that limelight, like maybe even De'Aaron, he might be up in there.
Yeah. Look, if Zion plays 65 games, I would give him most improved because that's the biggest improvement I ever seen. He went from 10 games to 65 games.
Right. We ain't seen this since the pandemic.
We ain't even go look at his stats, man. We're just looking at games played. If Zion plays 60 ball games, he's the most improved player in the NBA, man. Give it to him.
You got to keep him motivated, y'all. There's a lot of money on the line.
That's a tough one, though. I can't think of one, man. I can't think of nobody.
And that's why I say I just really want to give. And the only reason I say Jalen is because, he had his last year season. He got the Knicks to the playoffs. But I don't think anybody was really expecting that. Now, if the Knicks take a step forward this season, and like you say, they're in that 50-52 win category, Jalen averaging 20-23, somewhere in that range, I could see them giving it to him because he's another one of them dudes I feel like the NBA want to kind of elevate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna give you mine real quick. My most improved player, I'm picking Durant from Detroit.
Durant,
I think it's Jalen Durant from
Jalen.
Memphis. He got drafted from. He played for Penny in Memphis.
Yeah, I know you're
He's
talking about.
he's killing.
Yeah, I know.
He's getting them 18 and 12 right now.
I seen him when they went against. I think they played against my Bulls the other night.
Probably, yeah. I think they did, and they beat Charlotte the night before last. I think, yeah. Durant, he like that. He might get it, and I'm trying to figure out because it's funny, man. I don't know what they was doing in Detroit, but they drafted Durant, and then they went and traded for Marvin Bagley.
Mm-hmm.
Then they went and traded for Wiseman, and I was like, man, those are three really good young players.
Mm-hmm.
They all kind of play the same position. Like, Durant and Bagley both play like the power forward. Wiseman plays the center, whatever the case may be. But I'm like, man, that's interesting. What are they gonna do with those three dudes, man? I'm like, which one is gonna play? Which one gonna not go play?
Mm-hmm.
And so far, Wiseman's not. I haven't seen Wiseman.
Yeah, he really ain't. Outside of his Golden State years, I haven't really seen much of him.
Yeah, and you know what I would love to see Wiseman in? I would like to see Wiseman in Phoenix.
He would just be Ayton. He'd be DeAndre Ayton again.
Well, he would come off the bench, right behind Nurkic. I know they like to bring Eubanks in because he's a shot blocker and a rebounder. They don't bring Bol in that much, and I'm wondering why Bol. I thought he was gonna be getting some minutes behind Nurkic, but they're going with Eubanks.
Yeah,
so I'm trying. I want them to use Bol more often.
Yeah, same. They be hating on Bobo and Mo Bamba, man. They do not get them boys, and they got all this praise for Wemby. These do the same game plan.
Same exact thing. Yeah. Bol could be a cheat code if Phoenix use them, but it don't look like they go use them, man. But I'm going with Jalen Durant for 6 man. I mean, not 6 man, but most improved player.
I like that, bro. I like that. You just put me on the name too. I had to write that one down and check out.
Yeah, hey man, check him out, bro. Hey, he's like you remember how Dice used to play?
Mm-hmm.
He's like that.
Okay. Yeah. Dice, that's one of my dark horse favorite players. A lot of people sleep.
Yeah. Dice was cold like that, man. My dark horse favorite player is Rasheed. I think Rasheed is one of the greatest power forwards that ever played the game. However, he's kind of like Tim Duncan. Like Tim Duncan could have averaged 30 10 straight years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
But playing for Popovich, that wasn't their style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the only reason why Tim Duncan gets recognized as the greatest power forward is because we knew what he could do, and we knew the reason why he wasn't doing it wasn't because he couldn't do it. It was because it was part of the game plan.
Facts, yeah.
Right? But no one gives Rasheed Wallace the benefit of the doubt that he could do that same stuff. And when he went to Detroit, the game plan was defense, rebounding, and they only, when they needed Rasheed to post up and kill, he'll do it.
Yep.
But they was like, yeah, we're not gonna do it every night. We're gonna let Billups do his thing. We're gonna have Rip running off these screens. We go, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It was different. So I mean, why give Tim Duncan that same benefit of the doubt, but don't give it to Rasheed Wallace? Yeah, so that's my thing, man.
That's a dope.
Rasheed was freaking. He's a Hall of Famer. He's cold. He's better than freaking Anthony Davis. He should be a top 75 player.
Facts.
Right. Dwight should be a top 75 player. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Even though he put a whole new meaning to going back door, but I mean, he should be in there.
Hey, where he lay his wood ain't none of your business, man. Dwight.
Those raisins on his wood or moss, that is Dookie. But you
it was the wildest person you would ever meet in your life. Here come this guy, like, oh, you made it leave.
Yo, man, that's crazy, man. But all right, man, I appreciate you being on here, man. Tell everybody where they can find you at on YouTube.
Hey, bro, I definitely appreciate Tony the Savant, the YouTube channel, Tony the Savant, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all them platforms, man. Definitely in the Man Down Facebook group, y'all. Get on in there, big bro. And before I cut out, big bro, I want to also say I seen the Luka video. That was the first video I seen of yours where you breaking down the game. And ever since then, big bro, I've been in man down. I've been wanting to get over to this show because it's like, yo, this cat know what he talking about. Until you put up your top 5 points. I said, I gotta talk to Big Bro. I gotta go pull up to the show tonight.
Oh man. All right, man. I appreciate you, bro, man. I'll catch y'all on the next episode, man. Peace.
Yes, sir.